For the past few months, a new business incubator in Dorchester has been feeding growth in Boston's food sector. This coming weekend, the facility on Quincy Street, run by CropCircle Kitchen, will also be the place to go for an open house and holiday market. We'd like to welcome from CropCircle Kitchen the operations manager, Freeman, and from one of the food ventures, the owner of Top Shelf Cookies, Heather Younger. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I want to start with Roz. What is this incubator thing? How does this work?
Yeah, so when people are getting businesses started, or food businesses in particular, you need somewhere to produce your food. And to build out your own kitchen costs a lot of money, and so instead of doing that, we have a shared kitchen space. People rent out space hourly. They get the commercial kitchen space, but they also get the support of all of the other businesses as well as CropCircle Kitchen itself.
Heather, what about your attraction to this kind of arrangement?
I love the space. So for example, at our location in Dorchester, I have access to a Baxter oven. And what that is it's a huge oven that you roll racks of cookie trays in, and I can bake 680 cookies at one time. And that's a $27,000 piece of equipment that I could never buy or have access to so early in my business. So it gives me an advantage in scaling up.
Of course, what I'm also supposing here is you're not doing all of this by yourself. You're creating some jobs for people too.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I've got some part-time work for the holidays, but I just launched it the last couple of months. So right now it's pretty much me. My husband comes in and does my dishes at night for me, which is great.
Right. Coming back to Roz, this event that's coming up here, this is not just for people who are in there producing. This is for consumers. So how's this all going to come together?
Yeah, so it's an opportunity for all of the companies who are producing locally to be able to give people in Boston the opportunity to support them and to support these local companies and the jobs that they create, basically supporting the local food system, but it's also giving people a really easy opportunity to buy presents for the holidays in a much better, more sustainable way.
Now of course, you come in, it sounds like you come in Saturday, which is when this is happening. This obviously doesn't mean you just buy something on Saturday and eat it later if the holidays come later, but I guess there are ways you can get things in motion, at least for people?
Yeah, or actually, well, you come in on Sunday. And
Sunday, rather, okay.
Yeah, and people can, pre-order for the holidays and also buy some of the shelf-stable products for like stocking stuffers or gifts for anyone.
So coming back to Heather, how do you change what you do for the holidays?
How do I change what I do? I have some gift options. I do like gift baskets, or sometimes like a lot of times I'll put like a half dozen cookies in a mug and wrap it up as a small gift, which is great for like a grab at the holidays when you're not really sure what to get somebody. But I also add a few different flavors. So like I introduced my eggnog flavor. I have a dark chocolate peppermint, a white chocolate cranberry oatmeal cookie that I offer. So I just offer those at the holidays on top of my typical flavors.
Right. Coming back to Roz, about this combination, you got these different people working together at the same time in there. I mean, is there some kind of chemistry going on between them?
Yeah, so it's really, that's one of the indescribable parts of the kitchen, is the interactions that people are having side by side, like Heather baking her cookies nearby to Apotheker's Chocolate, making their chocolate. And Heather was just describing she's actually making cookies with one of the catering companies, so they've started contracting her out to make their cookies while they serve the main dish. And so there's a lot of collaboration and also idea sharing that happens with these companies.
You get some ideas?
Always. Yeah. And you know what, too, like the support, too, because no matter where you are in your business, it's nice, like, you could make a mistake. I had one of my first big bakes, I scaled wrong, I was short 150 cookies, and I just walked out of the kitchen and I was like, oh. And a woman that owns a food truck pulled me aside and she's like, it's gonna happen, don't worry. And it just felt like I wasn't by myself. If I had built out my own space and realized my mistake alone, it would have been a lot harder to take, but it was just nice to have the encouragement when things go well and when things go bad for somebody to say, hey, it happens to everybody, don't worry about it. And we all do work really well together. It's nice. This past Sunday we had 4 businesses in the main kitchen, and in another spot we had a couple other businesses going. So it was like really humming and everybody's getting along really well, and we're just all kind of moving around each other. It's great.
Okay. Roz, I imagine what a lot of people look for in holiday gifts is something that's unique, not something you can just get at any old suburban mall or even a food store. So how did you try to meet that kind of demand with this event coming up?
Yeah, well, I mean, naturally, I think our companies make really unique products. I mean, it's unique itself to be buying something from the person who made it, But for example, this Haitian woman, Blonde, makes hot sauce, which is like so special to her, but also a delicious product. So that's something really special you could buy rather than something that everyone's buying at the same store.
Heather, you used to do cupcakes, now it's cookies. What is it about cookies?
I've always been a big cookie fan. It's the first thing I ever learned to bake when I was a young kid. It's fairly easy to put some cookies together. I just have always that's a good canvas for me. I'm not a decorator, so I just like to build fun flavors together.
I mean, what's it like? You know, when you make cookies, you slap all these ingredients together, you stick it in the oven, and I had a little bit of this experience. I'm in the kitchen, and all of a sudden that smell comes out. And you say,
it's such a good smell. It's funny that you say that because when I'm in our kitchen and I pull out a big rack of cookies, everybody stops what they're doing, and it's like, what's going on over there? Because the smell is really overpowering. But I don't know that there's a better, more homey smell than fresh baked cookies, for sure.
You can't get it in a box. Coming back to Roz, you've also got some arts from the neighborhoods worked into this open house as well.
Yeah, so we wanted to incorporate artists in JP and Dorchester to round out the customer's experience and also include other people who make wonderful local products. So we have Yori from On the Dot Books. She runs a bookshop. And then there's also Deborah Griffin, who makes pottery, and a lot of different jewelry makers. It really rounds out what someone can get and also shows what type of work is being done in the area.
So we should explain to our viewers exactly when and where this is all happening?
Yeah, so it's this Sunday, December 7th from 1 to 5 at the Dorchester, Bornstein and Pearl facility, which is at 196 Quincy Street in Dorchester.
And that's basically about halfway between Blue Hill Avenue and Ceylon Street, I think, in Dorchester, or between there and
right between Blue Hill and Columbia, right on that Quincy Street.
Great, right. Thank you very much for being with us, Heather Younger and Roz Freeman.